Okay, guys, we are live. So, hello everyone, and welcome back to Geeks for Geeks. Guys, in this video, uh, we are going to basically create the remaining part of our Kindle application. That is the backend part. So, the backend was actually remaining, and just a minute, guys. Okay, just a minute. I'll come back. अभी सही है. Okay, now GFG shirt is here. Okay, okay, let's begin. So now guys, in the part 1 we have created the live session for part 1. So what actually happened there is we created a front end, we created the React.js application in Next.js. So basically we created some pages like login, sign up, read all books, uh, get data of specific book, and then read data inside the book. That means the PDF or whatever you want to show. So we are going to show the PDF. So this project is like a complete MERN stack application, and it would help you to get started properly with MERN stack. And I'm not adding a lot of security stuff here because we only got two sessions. One session was for front end, this is second session, this is for back end. So this is majorly focused on creating books, reading books, getting all books, and login API and sign up API. Okay, not the security part, not the payment part, because we have limited time, right? So let's begin, guys. I'm going to show you the previous day's code which we did, previous videos code. So it was actually this one, right? We were working on this one. So I'll just open this with VS Code. Just a minute, guys. Okay, so you can see that this is what the Next.js front end, and this was what the backend. Backend is right now empty. We are going to create backend now. Okay, so let's focus on the front end first of all. I'll just open this in integrated terminal and I'll just start this. So I'll just say npm run dev. Okay, so I'll just start this. Now, we don't have time for the hosting part, but I'll just explain you how you can host it in short. So, very simple. If you want to host these kind of MERN stack applications or MEN stack, that means Next.js instead of React.js. So, if you want to host these kind of applications for free, you can actually use Vercel for hosting the front end, either Next.js or React.js, whatever you are using. And for the backend, you can use different free platforms. You can create a free 1 year AWS account that would also allow you to host your backend using EC2 instances. You can host your backend there for free for 1 year. Or there are some free tools. You can just search on YouTube how to host Node.js backend for free. Okay, you'll get a lot of tools. Okay, so yeah, this is it. Hosting is free. You can just search for backend tools. Okay, right now I'm not aware of any free backend tool. I usually use AWS, so I recommended that. Okay, so let's talk about this front end. It started at localhost 3000. Let me just check if everything is fine. Yes, guys, so you can see that it has started in localhost 3000. Fine. Now here, guys, we need to create the sign in and sign up part. Okay, how we can create this? So the UI is already created. We created this in the last live session. You can check out this at channel Geeks for Geeks. You would find the UI part. We created it, and also I've shared the source code. Okay, so you would find this. So to get the source code, what you can do is you can just go to GitHub, and you would find my front end source code. So Kindle MERN GFG, you can see that this is the front end source code. Front end code is available here. Similarly, I'll upload the back end code, and also I have to update the front end code today by applying APIs. So I'll do that, and I'll also share the latest code front end and back end separately. Okay, so our main task for today is to create API for login. This is sign up page. To create API for sign up page, then to create API for login, then guys, we need to create API for getting all books. Okay, you can add more filters like category and so on. So let's wait. I think there is some issue. No, it's fine, but don't know why it's taking time. Okay, so for the first time it takes time. So you can see, yeah, we created this inner page. So here we want to get all books. Right now we are showing dummy data. Now if I click on any book, again you can see this is specific data of a specific book, not all books. This is specific data of specific book with the help of this book ID. If I click on start reading, there was one issue. We were not able to read this page for some reason. So let's see first of all what was the issue here. So you can just go to src app page after auth and read and page.tsx. Okay, so this is basically page.tsx. The spelling was wrong. Okay, the spelling was wrong, right? So the spelling was wrong, and also I'll just make it capital. Okay, that's it. So this was the mistake which I did in the last video. I don't know why I didn't fix it in the last video itself, but yeah, this was the mistake. And what else? We don't have the css file. Let's see, why don't we have the css file? Again, we didn't create the css file, so I'll just create the css file, read.module.css. Okay, for now I'll just keep it empty and show you this read page. So you can see right now it looks like this, and I think we don't have any css, so there no css needed. But if you want to add some css, you can definitely add it. Okay, so you can see this was a sample pdf which we were showing in the read page. So suppose you are reading a book. Instead of this, we are going to fetch data from our backend, the saved pdf from our backend, from our database where we have the pdf, right? So that's what we're going to do today. For getting the pdf, for storing the pdf, we are going to use multer in node.js. Okay, so these things are very important for you as developers, so we're going to use everything today. Okay, so I hope you got the flow. Login, sign up, get all books, get specific book, and then get the pdf of the book. Okay, these apis we are going to create, right? So let's create these guys. We are going to first of all close this front end. Okay, we don't need the front end for now. We are going to focus on the back end. Okay, so I'll just close everything, and then after this, guys, I'm just going to open the backend and integrated terminal. Okay, so first of all, we need to create a fresh node.js application, so we need to initialize it first, npm init. Okay, so it's gonna initialize a node.js application, and just hit enter, 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 and you are going to be sent here. Okay, now we have the package.json. We need to create a simple we need to add simple packages, so I'm just going to add packages directly. I hope everyone is familiar with the node.js. Okay, so I'm just going to add the packages which I am going to use. So copy and paste, right? So we're going to use bcrypt.js, body parser course. We don't need crypto, so I can remove this. .env, express, json web token, mongoose, multer. So we're going to need these. So I'm just going to type npm I, so they are going to install the packages into my backend. Okay, so here you would get a node modules folder now, right? So after this, guys, we need to have the env file. Okay, so we are going to have the env file, and here we are going to add our database urls and some more urls which are needed to be secured. Okay, so how we can actually make a url? So first of all, we need to create a database, right? So first of all, what you need to do is, guys, you can just search for just simply search for MongoDB Atlas. Just search for it. Okay, so you would find this, go to first link, and here we need to we would be creating a simple cloud database. You don't need to have any database locally, but you can use a local database like SQL also. But since it's MERN stack, so we are going to use MongoDB database. Okay, so I'll just sign in. It's totally free. The database is totally free. We are going to store basic user details and book details, not the files like book pdf or images. We can't store it here, but yeah, we can store references, we can store links of those files. So link of the images, link of the pdfs, we can store it here. Okay, basically strings and numbers, right? So here we can see that already my project is created, but you can create a fresh project if you want to create. Okay, so I can just say that if I click on new project. Okay, and let me just name my project. So I'm just gonna name my project as Kindle Live. Okay, let's name this live because I'm taking a live session, and I'm just gonna say that password is aj123, aj123. key, okay, some tags you need to give, so you can just give this. And then guys, you need to add members if you want to give your friends this access. That means if there is some friend or team member, you can give access to the database. So create this project. Let's go. We need to manually install using npm I would just say you can just get my source code. Okay, I'll provide you the source code. It would contain package.json. So next time when you install the code from my github, just download the code from my github. Then you just need to type npm I. Okay, then it would create a node modules folder. You must have the node modules folder. Without that your code won't run. Okay, so yeah, you don't need to do things manually. If you want to do, what you can do is you can just type npm I bcrypt.js body parser and so on. Okay, you can just type it like this in single line. These are all the packages which we are going to use in the backend. Okay, that's why I have specified it. Okay, so for saving times I just did it at once. Okay, just wrote it here and installed it at once. So yeah, the versions might change, so you can check out for your latest node.js code, the node.js version. Okay, so you can see guys that this is created, and now here you can just go to database. Right now you can see that we don't have any database. A project has been created but it does not have a database. So here guys, I'm going to choose the 0, that means free version. Okay, and I'm going really fast because this is a live session and we have to finish it very early. Okay, so you can rewatch this video later if you have any queries, or if you have any doubts you can ask me in the live chat. Okay, so rest everything is fine. What kind of provider you want to use, so that's totally up to you. Generally AWS is fine. You can go with Google Cloud or Azure. And I think I can just create a deployment now. So you can see create deployment, right? So this is it. Now it's gonna ask you database user, so I can just give it some username and some very secure password. So right now I'm just giving it a normal password. So create database user. Okay, it would be done. Choose a connection method, so compass, and here guys you can see you get this URL. Okay, so this URL is very important. You are going to access your database with the help of this URL. Okay, if you get this URL, definitely never share this URL to anyone. If you share this accidentally, then change the password and username so that it's fine for everyone. Okay, so I'm just going to click hide password. Okay, like this. So copy. Okay, I've just copied it and done. So I'll just go to my application here, and in the env files we are just going to save it for now. And let's go back there, and here guys we're just going to go to the database. Okay, and if you missed out how to get the URL, you can just click on connect, and from here you can just go to compass, and again you can get the URL if you missed out the URL, right? Sometimes it happens, it won't show the pop-up in some cases, so you can just get it from here. Okay, so then we have browse collections, and in browse collections we have collections. Inside this right now the database is empty, but our database is created. Fine, this is fine till here. So we are going to add data to a database with the help of our APIs. Okay, so now this is our code guys, and here we are just going to say that suppose our URL is like this. Okay, our URL is like this, and our database name is db1. Okay, and then guys we are gonna have a jwt secret. Okay, fine. Now guys, in the backend folder itself we are gonna create database models. Okay, so we're gonna have two types of model. One for storing model, that is users. Second is for storing books, so that we can store this kind of data into our database. Okay, I hope you know why we need models in MongoDB. But basically they are important as a structure, as a blueprint. It's like name, age, gender, email. This is type of model, right? It's a type of model, it's a type of blueprint. Here it's like a table, there you can add multiple fields. Okay, so it's like a blueprint. Okay, your column name basically. Okay, so here we are just gonna say book schema dot js. Similarly we're gonna have user schema dot js. Fine. So guys, in user schema.js we're gonna import mongoose. Okay, then guys we're gonna create the instance of mongoose schema. Okay, and close it, and then guys we're gonna export it as user. Okay, that's it. Similarly guys, we are gonna do it for our book schema. So for book we're just gonna name it as book schema. Okay, and you just need to export this book schema, okay, as book, and just name this variable as book and export book. That's it. Okay, this and this is very important. Okay, you can name this anything you want. Okay, this is it guys, we created two schemas. Now in user schemas, I'm just gonna say we're gonna have name, email and password fields. Okay, three fields are important. Okay, fine. So name, email and password, whenever user is going to register or login, we need these three fields, right? And rest you know why we need unique, local case and trim. That's in Node.js. Okay, we need this. Okay, why trim is needed? If you have extra spaces added in the email, it would remove extra spaces. It would make local case, sorry, lower case, that means capital to small. And then we have unique too, that means email must always be unique when we store it in database. That means there can't be multiple email addresses, same email addresses for multiple users, right? So that's it, and that's it, right? So this is user schema. Now similarly guys, we're gonna have the book schema. So we have the book schema. Don't worry, I'll provide you the source code. Just watch this video and you can get the source code, and from there you can just copy things or use things. Okay, so in the book we are gonna have the book image, the thumbnail and the title of the book and the author of the book, and description of the book, price of the book, and suppose you are having an external link like Amazon link, so you can just add it like that also. So it's not mandatory, but I've just added it. Okay, just like if you're using some other API reference, so you can just add that API link here. Okay, perfect. Now guys, you can see that this book reference book schema is also created. Book schema is created, user schema is created, env is also added, package.json is also here. Now guys, you're gonna need a file named as index.js. Okay, and we are also going to need a folder named as routes. Inside this we're gonna create two types of routes. One route would be auth route, auth route.js, auth routes.js. Yes, and then guys, we're gonna need book routes.js. Perfect. So we have them here. Now we have these two files here. Okay, so here guys, we are gonna import Express.js in auth routes and also bcrypt.js in auth routes, because we're gonna save the password. Then guys, we're gonna need user schema here. Okay, because we're going to get and store the user here. Then guys, we're gonna need the JSON web token for creating the tokens. Later on you'll store the tokens in front end and you can just validate the user accordingly. Okay, if we are not performing any extra validation, more validation, but yeah, just for reference, we have tokens. Later on you can use this. Okay, so it's here. Now guys, I'm gonna create two types of APIs here. One API would be the sign up API, and guys, the second API would be the login API. You can create few more APIs like get user data, get user books, purchased books, like that, but right now I'm adding only two APIs. Okay, so this is it, and now I'm gonna have the email, password and name. Okay, this is we're gonna send while we are signing up, right? From the sign up page you can just judge that. And in the try part, just a minute guys, just a minute, hold on. Okay, I think we have some doubts here. Can you suggest me some resources to learn some confusing topics of React? Best is you can just use ChatGPT along with YouTube. The best thing you can do. I personally do that, and most of my learnings have been through YouTube. Okay, different YouTube channels. It's like depending on the topic, different teachers are teaching great. And also apart from that, use ChatGPT, easiest option. And the last option would be the documentation, which I don't recommend that much for beginners because it's difficult to read documentations. But you can just copy the data from documentation and paste to chat gpt, and then it would summarize things for you. Okay, and few more things is like you can add basic implementation to your code even if it's wrong, and then send that code to chat gpt. It would correct things and explain you why things are done. Okay, so this is the few tricks which I use it personally. Okay, let's come back here. And yes, we are gonna have the try and catch block, because if there is any error, our app doesn't crash, so try catch is needed. Okay, similarly guys, we are gonna have the try catch here. So I'll just copy this much, okay, and paste it to the login part. But in login part we don't need the name field, so we are gonna remove this. Okay, so these two APIs are here. Now guys, we are just going to say that while sign up, we are going to first of all check if user already exists or not. Okay, if user already exists or not, you are signing up, but if you already exist, I'm not going to allow you to sign up. Okay, so I'm just checking that email does exist or not. If email already exists, I'm just gonna say you already have the account, please sign up, please log in. You already have the account, you can't sign up, right? This is it. Now guys, we're gonna say that if suppose user is not registered, that means this won't be the case, then we are in the else case. So I'm just gonna say I'm just converting the password into hash format, and I have just hashed the password. Okay, hash the password, that what I mean is, suppose my password is HJ123, I am hashing the password. That means nobody can see this password in the database. In the database I would be saving the password like this. Okay, so no one can see my password, right? That's it. So for that we have hashed the password, we have provided the password and some salt value, it's like a mixture of characters. Okay, and I've hashed the password. Okay, converted the password into an unrecognizable character sequence. Okay, only the database can know that. Okay, and this would be done with the help of obviously my Node.js backend, not the front end. Okay, now you are going to create a new user. Inside that you have name, email, password, fields are here. Okay, and in password field you are providing the hash password, not the normal password. That means you are providing the sequence. Okay, now you're just going to save this user, and user created successfully. Okay, this would allow you to create the user. That's it. Now similarly guys, we're gonna have the login API. Okay, now in the login API we have the try part. So in the try part, we're gonna check if user doesn't exist, then just ask the user to register, or just say invalid credential. If user doesn't exist, obviously email is wrong or password is wrong, like this, right? So in this case email is wrong, that means user doesn't exist, so invalid credential. Now again I'm gonna check password. So if password is wrong, compare both the password which you have provided from the front end and the password which is saved in the database. The password which is saved in the database is in hash format. That's why we are using bcrypt.compare, because this password is what, HJ123, and this is some hashed password. So we are going to compare both of these passwords with the help of bcrypt. Okay, bcrypt would handle that. That's it. Now you are going to just say that if password do not match, just say invalid credential. Okay, if both of these match, then create a payload and just add the id field, also extra id field, and in that payload actually you can add more field like name, email if you want to add, and just passing this object to create a token. Okay, that's what we do. I've just given an example. We have just added the id field. You can add more fields, and you can add more than a user object into this payload. Payload is just an object. Here I've just passed user and its id. You can add more fields if you want. Okay, or you can just pass user id also, no need to create this whole object, that's also fine. Okay, but I'm passing it like this because some people provide email also and other fields also into the payload and save it inside the token. Okay, so now you can just create a token. So for creating the token you can just use jwt.sign method. Okay, jwt.sign method. Now guys, inside this method we're gonna provide the payload. Okay, payload, that means this object. Okay, then the second field guys which we are going to provide is jwt secret. jwt secret is actually inside my env file. I've just added a random value inside this. You can add a strong value so that it's a secret password. Okay, it's a secret password for creating tokens. Okay, so no one can guess your token algorithm very easily. Okay, so it's just generating a token for the logged in users. Okay, then after this guys, you can just see that this is it. We created the key. Okay, we created the token is created, it expires in 1 hour, and if there is any error or if we get the token, whatever happens, it would be jumping into this arrow function. Okay, now if there is an error, I would get an error, else I would just send this to the front end. Okay, res.json front end. That's it. So you can see that our apis have been easily created. Okay, that's it. Okay, so you can see that's it, our apis are now available. Perfect. Now guys, we have created this auth routes. Now we need to initialize this in index.js so that we can use the APIs. Okay, so first of all, we are going to import all of this: book route, auth route, .env, course, and express. Okay, fine. Now in book routes, I think I haven't added anything. For now, I'm just gonna add this basic format to the book route. And what else? What else we're gonna do? In auth routes, I think I haven't yes, you have to export this book routes also. Okay, for now I've just added temporary files, temporary things here inside book route. We are gonna change it later. So we have imported these two things. Okay, now guys, we're gonna also use body parser, okay, to just identify JSON data. Then we are also going to use db file to add the database configuration. Okay, so we have the db.js. Here we're gonna add the MongoDB links. Okay, so let's go to db.js. Okay, I'm gonna import the .env and also these things. Why .env? Because from the env file we are going to get this URL and database name. And database name I've given as a random name, db1. You can give any other name. Okay, but this database would contain your actual data. Okay, then guys, I'm gonna just call the mongoose connect method. Inside this we have provided URL and the database name, and then after that we are going to provide then catch. So if it's successful, then case, and if it hasn't have any problem, catch case. Okay, that's it. So our db is initialized and we have called the db. That means our database would be connected to this node.js backend. Okay, that's it. Now we are also going to create an instance of app express. Then guys, we are also going to create this .env environment variables and instance of .env environment variables. And then guys, we're going to also use body parser. Okay, and then guys, we are going to use Express.json. Okay, then guys, we are going to implement course policy for any front-end URL. So I'm just gonna say any front-end can access, get, post, put, delete, and then these are the allowed headers, and this is where I'm using the course policy. Very important. Okay, now guys, I'm just gonna define my route. So I'm just gonna say if I type /API/books, it's gonna go to book route. Okay, so this is book route. Fine. And if I type /API/auth, it's gonna go to auth route. Okay, that's it. That's it. So you can see we have actually given wrong name, maybe book route. Okay, book route. Now it's identified and it's gonna work properly. Okay, fine. Now it's fine. Okay, so the spelling was wrong. Now guys, I'm just gonna create a port. So I'm just gonna say get port from env link. If there is no port in env link, as you can see there is no port, so just use 5000. But if in your env are specifying some specific port, then it would run into that specific port, else it would run on 5000 by default. Okay, so in some cases you need to specify a dedicated port, in some cases you don't specify, so it's gonna go to 5000. Okay, so you can see that everything is fine. Now I'm just gonna start this backend by just typing npm my actually I'm just gonna use nodemon, so you can just install the nodemon npm install nodemon. Okay, just install nodemon, and then after that you would be able to start this backend. So nodemon, sorry, nodemon, you write this and you can see now your backend is started. Okay, so you can see authentication failed. Why? Because there is some kind of mismatch in the keys. You can see I haven't provided the password, so you have to provide the password also. So HJ123. Obviously you are not going to tell this to anyone, so I'm going to save and start again, and you can see listening connected to database. This message must come, that means your database is connected. Now I'm going to test my API. So for that you're going to need the postman. So I hope everyone knows how to use postman. Okay, so this is postman, and here guys we can actually perform the login functionality. So first of all we're going to provide the sign up, and this is what /API/auth/ okay, I think this is it. Let's go to our backend, and this is what /API/auth. So I'm gonna go inside auth routes. Now inside auth routes I have specified the login and sign up. Okay, so I'm calling /sign up. Okay, /sign up. Now guys, in headers I'm gonna provide content type app.json. Okay, now guys, in the body we're gonna say that it's the raw body. Okay, and here guys we're gonna say we have the name as Viraj Jain. Okay, fine. And then guys we're gonna have the email field. So email field, and it's gonna be suppose aj1@gmail.com. Right now we are not verifying the email. You can add verification methods like OTP later. So we have the password fields, and the password might be ha123. So I'm adding this. Let's check. So could not send the request because the port was 5000. Now if I click on again, you can see there is some error, cannot get, because this is a post request. Now I'm gonna send again. You can see user created successfully. Once you see this message, that means your user has been created. Where you would store the user? So obviously it would be stored in the database automatically. So just go to database. Let's check. So here guys, we have database collections, and in users guys, you are gonna see that user has been created successfully, and this is a hashed password. No one can guess that. Now I cannot guess this, right? No one can guess this. Even if you have the access of the database, you cannot guess the password. So it makes things very secure. Okay, so this is sign up, and similarly guys, we have the login. So let's try the login part now. So okay, I have done one mistake. Okay, right, now instead of sign up, we're gonna perform the login part, and we don't need the name field. So I'm just gonna remove this and then login. You can see you got the token. That's it. So login and sign up is working perfectly, right? So now guys, we're gonna perform operations on book routes. Okay, book routes, right? So let's go to the book routes, and here guys, we're gonna import the book schema. Okay, now we are also going to use multer. Okay, we are going to use multer. That's why I've imported multer. Why? Because we are going to store PDFs, right? So we are also going to have the uploads folder. Okay, so here just create the uploads folder, uploa. So here I'm going to upload my PDF. So what we are going to do is we are going to go to index.js, and here guys, we need to add one thing, which is make use of static files. So you can add it here. So I am just saying that show static files. That means inside whatever is inside uploads folder, just show them as static files whenever I call those files from front end. So a front end would be able to receive the files inside this uploads folder. That's what I have said here. Okay, now I'll just go to book routes, and here router is not specified. Why it's not specified? Okay, I just didn't copy it. Okay, router. Okay, fine. Now guys, we are just gonna say multi.storage. Here we're gonna specify in which directory I want to store the data. So I'm just gonna say what would be my destination. So my destination would be the uploads directory, and what would be my file name? So my file name would be current date and original file name, so something like this. So that's how you can store the files, right? Now I'm just gonna create a reference for multer and store it inside this variable. So whenever I want to store something, this variable would be called, okay, as a function, right? That's it. That's it. Now I'm gonna simply create the book. Okay, so for that we're gonna use the create method. Okay, this is it. And then here guys, what we are going to do is we are going to call the upload method. So first of all, we are going to upload the PDF, then we are going to upload the remaining data of book. Okay, so this would be provided while with the API itself. I'm going to provide this with the API. Like what? So I'm just going to show you in the Postman here. So you can see you are creating a book. In the body you have selected form data, in headers you have selected content type, and here guys you can see you have provided PDF as type. As what type would be file, type is file, others are type text, so you can make this type file and provide the PDF, whatever PDF you provide. Okay, that's what I am saying. So from the body I'm providing this much data. Okay, and then first of all I'm extracting the PDF, I'm uploading the PDF to this. Then guys what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna save this PDF URL to my database. That's it. Okay, so request response. Okay, request response, and close this. Okay, now just add a comma also, and it would be fine. Hi Karthik, official computer academy. Right now official computer academy, we are creating the backend part, and the front end part is already created in the part 1. So you can start watching from there, you'll understand everything, because these pages, these APIs which we are creating today are the pages, are the APIs for the pages which we created in last video. You can just visit Geeks for Geeks channel, there you would find part 1. watch the part 1, then you would understand this API. Okay, and if you don't know MERN stack, you won't understand anything. So it's my suggestion, please learn the MERN stack, okay, properly, because these things, multer and all these things are basics of MERN stack. Okay, now guys, we are here, we are just going to say our API is uploaded, our book is uploaded, okay, our PDF is uploaded. After that, we want to save this book to our database, name, title, author, the PDF URL, and like this. Okay, so we are going to first of all get this from the body. Okay, this is what we are getting from the body, and also we are going to get the file path which we have saved. What path? So what actually happens is the file would be uploaded to this uploads folder. Okay, uploads folder. So we're gonna get the path of that file here automatically because we uploaded it. Okay, so multer returns the path in the request.file.path automatically. So we're gonna get the path from the request itself. That's it. Okay, now guys, we are just gonna say try and catch. Okay, try and catch. That's it. Okay, and inside this, guys, I'm just gonna say new book. Okay, so new book, and here you can see we have image, title, author, description, price, Amazon link, and the PDF. Okay, or whatever you want to name it. Okay, so you can see it's according to our schema. Okay, now we're just gonna save this to our database, so save. Okay, and then the response. Okay, response. So let's try to create a book. So here you can see I've already written an API. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna convert it to form data. Okay, and body would be form data and headers would be like this. We are calling this API. Okay, books create API, and here you can see I provide the ID as suppose 1. Okay, if you don't need this ID, you don't need to specify it, by the way. We need to provide the image. Okay, image URL. Okay, you are also going to upload the thumbnail of the book just like PDF. Right now I've just used some extra URL like this, but you can upload the thumbnail of the book just like multer we use for PDF. Similarly, you can upload images also. Okay, but right now I've just used this link to just show some image. Okay, then we have the title as HJ book and author and some description. The description is in HTML format, so we can show it directly. Then we have the price, and then we have the Amazon link, and then we have the PDF. So if I click on create, you can see the book has been created successfully and it's here. So we can just go to our database, and you can see that here we have the database. Just refresh this, and in the books part you can see that now book is also available. Don't worry guys, I'll provide you the source code, you can just check it from there. So you can see that you got the path of PDF. What is this path? So this path is nothing but, if I just copy this, you can make this more secure and add some subscription based stuff. https colon slash slash look sorry http colon slash slash localhost 5000. Okay, 5000 slash API slash payment, I'm sorry, API slash books. I'm sorry, you can just type it directly. Okay, so if you hit this, you can see that you got this, right? So that's it. That's what we have uploaded. This URL is nothing but my resume, so I've uploaded that only, but you can upload anything, right? So that's how you can upload things. Okay, perfect, very easy. Just make sure the type of this would be file, and you can just select any file you want. Okay, any file you want, you can just upload any file you want. Like I'm gonna upload, suppose this one. Okay, and let's say the GFG book. Okay, I'm sorry, the GFG book. Okay, and Viraj Jain. Okay, suppose like this. Okay, and what else? You can just add a PDF, and you have added the PDF. Now you can see another book has been created successfully. If I click on refresh, you can see that your book has been created successfully. Perfect. Can see that book has been created successfully. Perfect. Now guys, we have created a book. Now guys, we need to get the book. Okay, so for getting the book, first of all, we're gonna create an API to get all books. Okay, so we're just gonna say from our DB we want to get all the books, right? So we're just gonna say that try and inside that we're gonna say await book.find. I'm just gonna find all the books and return all the books. That's it. So front end would get all the books. Now similarly guys, we are gonna say we have the catch part. Okay, we are gonna say if there is an error, we're gonna show the error. That's it. Okay, so we're gonna get the all the books. Okay, let's test this. So here guys, if I am fetching this, okay, if I click on this, you can see I'm able to get all the books. That's it. You don't need to provide anything in the body or in the header. You can just skip this part. You don't need anything here. Okay, you can just remove this, and you can also remove the body and make it none. Okay, right? So that's it. Okay, so you can just click on send. You can see you are gonna get the book. This is just a get API, not a post API. Okay, now guys, similarly we're gonna call one specific book with the help of the object ID. Okay, what ID? You're gonna provide the ID in the params. Okay, in the URL itself, in the API URL itself, and you're gonna extract that ID. Okay, then you're going to provide it to the try block. Inside that, I'm just gonna find that specific book by ID and just gonna return this. What ID I'm providing here? So suppose I want to get the GFG book, so I'm gonna provide its object ID. Okay, in the reference. That's it. So let's also add the catch part. So I'm just gonna say we have the catch part also. Okay, now guys, let's test this API. So we're gonna get the book with the help of its ID. So I'm just gonna come here, okay, books slash, and here you need to provide the ID. So suppose you provide this ID. So if I click on send, so you can see you got this specific book, right? This specific book. That's what we wanted, right? This is it. Now from this book, you can just get the PDF link, and you can just add your front backend URL and just get the PDF, show the PDF, right? So you can see that now all the APIs have been created, or important ones. And since we don't have that much time, so I'm not moving further with the API part. Let's connect this to the front end and end this project. Okay. Right. So for connecting this to the front end, we need to simply say this was our backend, right? So this is our front end. I'm just gonna open this in integrated terminal, and I'm just gonna say npm run dev. Okay. Okay. Now you can see that my front end has already been started in localhost 3000. So I would just go to localhost 3000. Right, so you can see that's it. Now here guys, in Next.js, this is my Next.js, right? So here you can just directly create .env .local. Okay, and here I'm just gonna say next underscore public underscore API underscore URL, and here you can just add your backend URL. So http colon slash slash local host. Suppose my backend is running on 5000. Okay, so I would just add the backend URL. That's it guys, you just need to add this. Now I can call this anywhere I want. Okay, so now guys, for running this into our front end, we are just going to add the APIs. First of all, let's add the API to the sign up page. Okay, first of all, we need the user to sign up. So let's go to the sign up page. Okay, so in components, sorry, in app and pages and sign up, and this is the sign up page, right? So in the sign up page, I'm just gonna say that const API URL equals process.env dot, and then just add this URL, and let me just print this URL. So console.log API URL. So let's check if we are able to get the URL or not. So just inspect and then go to console and just refresh, and actually go to sign up page, and you can see guys that this is the sign up page, but we didn't get the URL. Why didn't we get the URL? I think we're gonna get the URL here. So Not sure why this is not updating. Maybe this is not refreshing for now. Let's close it, Control C, and again start. Sometimes it doesn't update, so we need to update it. Okay, now guys, let's refresh, and you can see that it's refreshing, and again it's trying to show the sign up page, but I don't know why it's not working. This is the sign up, this is localhost 1000, environment variables are loaded, and we are not able to get the URLs. Maybe it's not updated, that's why it's not updating. Next.js right now takes some more time. Anyways, we can just continue directly. So guys, here what we are going to do is we have the API URL localhost 5000. Okay, so it is going to say that we have a form data. Okay, we have a form data, set form data, just import use state and also import the remaining things, next image and use client and so on. Okay, now guys, here we're gonna say that we have the router from next navigation. Okay, and also if there is any change in the input fields, just handle the change. Okay, and then if we want to submit the form sign up page, then call this handle submit. Okay, now inside handle submit we are going to do something later, but for now I'm just gonna fix this UI. Okay, so whenever I submit the form, I want to call the handle submit method. Okay, whenever I submit the form, that's it. And what else, we are just gonna say that in the input field of the name, whenever I make a change, first of all value would be passed here, value would be shown in this input field, and just call handle change. So handle change would do simple thing, it would just add that specific field to that specific key. Okay, and just update the form data. That means other fields would be same, but the new field would be updated, whatever field you are making change on. Okay, similarly guys, we're gonna make change on the email field. Okay, we're gonna make change on the email field. Similarly guys, we're gonna make change on the password field, right? Similarly guys, we're going to make change on the confirm password field, right? Rest everything is fine. Okay, so let's save it, and then guys, we're going to simply say console.log form data. Okay, I'm just going to print the form data. Let's check it. Okay, so if I click on create, and I need to add the name also. So now if I click on this HA123, okay, something like this. And in this we need to add one more thing, e.prevent default. Okay, so e.prevent default. Okay, now guys, it's fine. So HA, okay, and suppose I am adding this email, this password, right, and also this password. If I click on create account, right now it's not saving, not sure why. Data is not saving here, that's why the API isn't being called properly. Okay, I have closed everything. Now let's rerun this. So I'll just open the backend, and backend would run in node-mon. Okay, and this would run in localhost 3000. So npm run dev, right? So let's test this. Okay, it's reloading again and again. Maybe there is some, it's still not updating, that's why. Because we tried to print the URL, it didn't print. Maybe there is some issue with the URL also. Anyways, let's continue. We need to finish this, then we'll check the URL. If it doesn't work, we'll fix it later. But yeah, there's no issue. So you can see that, yeah, we are right now getting the name, email, password and confirm password. Okay, we are able, we need to get these fields, name, email, password and confirm password. Okay guys, we'll do one thing. uh, let's open this again, it would be easier now. Okay, and then some password. It's working, but it's not calling the fields. There is some issue with the fields. Okay, let me just check. Okay, I'm just gonna rename it first. Names must be capital. Okay, and what else? We are just going to import, update this part. Okay, and also guys, we didn't export it, so just export this part. Okay, and what else? We are just gonna say everything is fine here. Fine, let's check. Okay, now it's working. Maybe there was some refresh issue. Okay, so you can see that we are able to get the data. Perfect. So we are able to get the data here. We just need to implement our API. Okay, so what was our API URL? So whatever it is, you're going to modify it here. Okay, so you're just gonna say whatever is your API URL, just add it here. I'm just gonna add backticks here. Okay, and here guys, we just need to add our API URL, whatever is your API URL. So dollar and close it and API URL. Okay, and I don't know why backticks are not shown here. Okay, fine. And okay, we missed out the API URL. So const API URL equals process dot env dot, what was the URL? Node.js URL. Just go to env local and go to this page. Okay, yes, so process env public URL API URL, that's it. Okay, that's it. So you can see that it's here. We have API auth sign up, and inside this we have provided name, email, password. This would be sent up to the sign up API, just like Postman. We are implementing it here. Okay, now if everything is successful, if response is okay, account created successfully, go to login page. And if something is wrong, go to, just show the message, just alert the message. You can show toast notifications also later, right? I'm just showing this. Okay, one more thing guys, I think I must add it in the try catch part. That must be better. Let me just format it a bit. So after this, just check passwords. Okay, and instead of this, I am gonna use try catch. That's it. That's it. Okay, so you can see that I have provided try catch. Okay, perfect. So you can see that it's here. Let's test this. Okay, so I'm gonna say that, suppose I'm gonna create a user named as hj1@gmail.com, and the password would be hj123456, hj123456. If I click on create account, you can see user already exists. Because user already exists because we have already added this user to database, right? If I do it with other emails, so you can see you account created successfully, account has been created. If you come here in users, you would see that account has been created successfully. So hj2 is also here. Fine, now let's create the login part. So login part is very similar to the sign up part. Okay, so in the login part, again we are just going to add a few things. So in the login part, we are just going to say we need to again get the email and password. Okay, then we are going to handle the form data just like that. Okay, and then guys, in handle submit, instead of the other fields, we are just providing this much. What we are providing, first of all, we are preventing refresh default. Okay, now in the try part, we are gonna do something, and in the catch part, we're gonna do something. Okay, now in try part, guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna say instead of the sign up, we're gonna show the login API. Okay, so login API, right? And we are just gonna say that just show the API URL. Okay, what was your API URL? This was your API URL, right? Perfect. Okay, then headers, and then this email and password. Then you would get the response. If response is okay, then I'm gonna go to Kindle library page. You can add some authentication like tokenization later. Right now I'm just sending this directly to the Kindle library page. Okay, and if there is an error, you're gonna get error logging in. Okay, now here guys, you're gonna say that when you try to sign up, here just gonna say handle form submit. Okay, and now in the email input is going to say that handle change and also the value. Okay, similarly for the password field, again you're gonna handle the change and just update the value. Okay, so handle the change and update the value, this is it. Okay, update the value. Now when you click the sign in button, it would automatically call the type submit, that means handle submit, and handle submit would be calling this. Okay, let's try to log in now. Okay, so I'm just gonna refresh first. So let's try to log in with this email. I'm gonna provide some random password. If I try to sign in, you can see that right now it's having some export issues. Let's test it again. Okay, now if I click on sign in, you can, okay, actually let me just refresh first. Okay, okay, now it's gonna work properly. So you can see that this user exists. Let's add some random password. So you can see invalid credentials. Perfect. Now let's add the actual password. So HJ123456. So sign in, you can see login successful, and after login successful, I'm sent to Kindle library page. Right now guys, in Kindle library page, we need to simply get the Kindle library. Okay, so I'll just go to this after auth and Kindle library, and here we need to get all the books. Okay, that's it, we need to get all the books. So I'm just gonna remove everything from here and add things from scratch. Okay, so here guys, we need to make some imports first. Okay, then since we are using TypeScript, so add the type. Okay, then after this we are just gonna create page and export this page. That's it. Now inside this we are gonna say we're gonna get the book ID from the, actually we'll cover this later. Okay, okay, right, sorry, yeah, we need to cover it now. Okay, so guys, where were we? Yes, I made wrong imports. Okay, right, fine. So yeah, we have this. Okay, we have this. Now inside this we have the router. Okay, fine, and then we have show set show, which we created in last video, and then all books, which we are gonna show. Okay, into our page. Fine. Then guys, we are going to get data for our books. So get data function would be here. Fine. Huh. And then after this, we have to simply say we are storing all books. Okay, and I remove the object, just add the object all books. Okay, and the type is what, string, and just close it. Okay, so this is the type of book, and I'm just saying either type of this array or just keep empty. Okay, so you can see that this is it, and now I'm trying to just fetch the books. So here I'll just add a use effect which would be called every time you load this page. Okay, so I'm just gonna call this function, create the function fetch books. Okay, then I'm gonna call this function. Okay, now here guys, I'm just gonna say that try and catch. So if there is any error, loading would stop. Okay, else I'm trying. So here guys, I'm just providing it, and here you can add the API URL. Okay, and just bring the API URL also. Perfect. Now you have the API URL, just add the plus sign and it's done. Okay, now guys, I'm just gonna say if this response is not okay, failed to get books. Okay, but if you got the books, just show the books into my books array, all books array, and set loading as false. That's it. Okay, and now if it's loading, I'm gonna show loading. Okay, here I'm just gonna say if it's loading, I'm gonna show loading. If loading is true, I'm gonna show loading. If there is an error, I'm gonna show the error. That's it. If everything is fine, then I'm gonna show my actual component data. What data? I'm just gonna show this navbar first. Okay, and after this rest everything was same. Okay, we are just fetching the data, so we did this yesterday only. We were showing the book data, we did this yesterday. Okay, so nothing new. So you can see that here guys, what we have done, exactly previous code which we just deleted and we added it right now. So you can see that library show and hide library side one, and then we are just showing book data. Okay, so all books are being mapped, and then these were the cards which we created. So we are showing the image, title, and author. Okay, right? So let's see guys, are we able to get the book or not? So if I just inspect and console, I think so. So you can see that right now it's trying to load the data. Let me just refresh. It's trying to load the data, and you can see that guys, now we got the books. Okay, these were the books which we saved to the database. Now if I click on this, can see it would take me to the book and the ID of the book, right? So you can see the book, and if you click on the button, okay, if you click on the button, then book and ID of the book. So now we are taken to this book page. Okay, so here we just need to get the book ID, just need to get the book ID. So we'll get this. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna make the imports. Okay, then after this we have extracted the book ID, so we are gonna store the data here. Okay, and instead of this dummy data, we're going to bring the actual data. Okay, fine. So how we can get the actual data? Again, use effect and close this. Right, and then I'm just going to call this function, fetch book function. Fine. Now guys, I'm just gonna call the try and catch method and the error, and then just show the error. That's it. Okay, now in the try part, what's the issue? Book image and title. Okay, right now we don't have the image, that's why. We'll fix it. Then guys, in the response, we're going to store the response of the API. Which API? The book API, right? So here we just need to add the API URL. So API URL, just copy from here, paste it here, and API URL must be called instead. Okay, fine. So that's it. The response would be stored here. The same API which we created, we are calling here. Okay, Now we're just going to say response okay, fail to fetch books. If not okay, fail to fetch books. If we got the response, then just store this data into book and just set loading as false. Okay, that's it. Now we're just going to say that if loading, then error, then show loading, else show error, else show this. Okay, now if I click on this buy button, so I'm just assuming that you have already purchased the book, so I'm directly going to read the book. Okay, I'm directly going to read the book, assuming already paid. So if you have already paid, then I'm going to just show this URL. Okay, just add this URL. So let's test this, guys. Okay, so you can see that now it must work. Cannot read properties of null image. Now it must work. So you can see that it's trying to load the book data with the help of this URL. Let's refresh. Inspect console. Can see that it's trying to get the data, but this fetch book method is not called actually, so we are going to call the fetch book method. Right, so you can see that now we got this book, we saved this book to the database, right? So this coming from the database, right? So now if I click on start reading, we would go to the read page. Okay, so you can see that we are in the read page. Now in the read page, we simply need to get the PDF of this specific book ID. How we can get that? So we already created the API to get the specific data, so again we are just going to copy this much. Okay, and go to this and go here and here, just call this API again. Okay, and just import those things, import everything which we need. Okay, now guys we are going to just create, okay, type also, type safety. Okay, and then guys we're just gonna say we're gonna get the book ID from the URL itself. So we're gonna get the book ID from the URL itself, that means from the params. Okay, and then we need to store the PDF URL. Okay, we need to store the PDF URL somewhere. Right now it's empty, no PDF would be shown. And then guys we need to also store this loading and error. Fine. Now in the API you're just gonna say that from the data set the PDF. Okay, from the data set the PDF. So if you get the PDF, then set the PDF. Okay, so I'm just saying pass my API URL. This is my API URL, right? So API URL, you can just change the location also, but right now we have in the API URL itself, that means localhost 8000, so we have to add that. Okay, this is it, just add this. Okay, so we have localhost 8000 backend URL, and from there we are getting the PDF. Okay, and then we are showing that PDF link into our PDF URL, setting it to our PDF URL. Now we need to show this PDF URL into this page. How we can do that? So here itself guys, just show the PDF URL. So add the PDF URL here. And one more thing guys, if PDF URL doesn't exist, I need to modify it for the PDF URL. So I'm just saying that if PDF URL doesn't exist, then don't do anything. If it exists, then show this. If doesn't exist, show loading PDF. Okay, and also if data is coming, in that case also show loading. Okay, that's it, that's it. So you can see that it's done. And now let's test this. Do we get the images, do we get the PDF URL or not? So we are going to reload, and I think so it must work. One problem is here. What is the problem? uh There is some syntax error. What syntax error? Div expected a JSON identifier. I think I haven't closed it properly. So let's close it, and where it is saying the issue is, I think the URL, the page hasn't been closed properly somewhere. Now it must work. Okay, the page wasn't closed properly somewhere, so I just replaced the code. Now let's refresh, and it's saying that missing PDF. Okay, we have shown wrong PDF, I guess. Yes, so here instead we need to just show data dot pdf. Okay, so data dot pdf. Okay, so we're gonna show the data dot pdf here. Let's see. So you can see that, yeah, we got this. Okay, so I've just added some syllabus of some college. Okay, so you can see that we are able to get the PDF, right? So guys, we have created all the APIs. Let's start with the beginning. So we have created the login API. You can see the login API is here. If I click on sign in, you can see that now I'm able to sign in. Now I'm able to get all the books. Similarly, sign up would also work. Now we are able to get all the books. Now I'm able to get the specific book. Now here you can add you can add payment options. Okay, once you purchase this, then you won't be seeing the buy button, you would see this start reading button. So once you click on start reading, you would be able to read this book, right? You would be able to read this book. Okay, so you can see both books contain different PDF, right? So you can see guys that now our project is completed. I'm gonna push this code to GitHub so that you can just get this code. Okay, so I'll just push this code to my GitHub repository. With next, we create full stack web app as MERN? Yes, you can create full stack web app as MERN because Next.js is modified version of React.js, so there is no issue. In Next.js you can an extra feature named as server side rendering, so please learn more about it. And I'm also learning about server side rendering, honestly. uh, right now we were using client based rendering, so it's similar to React.js, but server side is totally for Next.js, new stuff which you'll learn in Next.js. Okay guys, so I'm gonna upload this. I'm just gonna name it as Kindle MERN backend. Okay, so Kindle backend GFG. Okay, I'm just naming it like this. The backend would be uploaded here. Let's upload the backend first. So I'm just gonna copy this and then go to my backend. This was my backend. So here I'll just paste it and I'm gonna add all my backend files. Okay. I'll just do one thing, guys. I'll just remove the envs for now. I'm not sharing the envs, right? That's it. So now I'll just push the backend code. So you can see that the backend code has been uploaded. I think I accidentally uploaded the node modules also. Never upload the node modules, but anyways, just test purpose, never upload the node modules. Just add a git ignore file and don't upload the node modules and env file. Okay, that's it. So backend is uploaded. So if you want to get the backend source code, you can just get it here. You can see backend source code is here. Just download this code, just type npm I if you don't find this node modules, but you have it here. And then after that, add your env files, environment variables here. Okay, and then after that, your backend code is ready. Now let's talk about the front end. So your front end code, first of all, you can follow me here. This is my GitHub account. Just type this in your URL and you would find my GitHub URL. Okay, GitHub account. So https:// viraj014. Okay, so you'd get my GitHub profile. Just go to repositories. You would get this backend. Kindle MERN backend GFG. Just type this and you would get this. Okay, now this was what backend. Now this is what the front end. This is what the front end. So this is the last code, but the latest code is not here. So I'm gonna upload the latest code. Okay, so again, I'm just gonna say git add dot git. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to okay, already it's here. Okay, so git commit m and day 2, and I'm gonna push this code. So git push. Fine. So you can see guys that now code has been pushed. can see that latest code is available here. Right now we have updated it. Okay, so AY, actually D is missing. My D key is not working, so that's why it's not shown here. Anyways, it's committed. Right now we made a commit. You can see that right now we made a commit. That means latest source code is available here. So the backend is also here, front end is also here. In this front end you have the .env.local file missing, so please add it and add your API URL. Okay, which API URL I am talking about? Your backend URL. Here in your front end you have this env local, and here we have this URL. So you have to add the similar URL, whatever is your URL for the backend, right? So guys, now our project is complete. I hope you enjoyed this session, and this was part 2. If you want any few more updates in this project, you can definitely mention in the comment section. So for that we can extend this session to part 3 or other parts. But for now, from my side, this project is complete enough so that you can show it to anyone and you can tell that, yeah, this is a basic MERN stack project where you have login, sign up, upload book, right, and get book, read book, upload PDF, read PDF, right? So guys, that's it for today, and I will see you in the next one. You'll get this repository by searching this, or later on I'll provide it in the comment section also. If you want to get the repositories, what you need to do is just type this URL, github.com/viraj014. You can check out my socials also, and in the repositories you would find this Kindle MERN GFG, which is front end, and Kindle MERN backend GFG, which is backend, right? So that's it for today. I will see you in the next one. Till then, see you, have a good day. Bye bye.